to get down to business? Join seasoned entrepreneur, community leader, and Army veteran Scott Shalom Klein, who will take you behind the scenes with those who work in America's small business scene and speak with leaders making an impact, creating jobs, and telling their story in entrepreneurship. So let's get down to business. On AM 560, The Answer, here's your host, Shalom Klein.
And indeed, we're all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship and business. We talk all about small business here. You're on with Get Down to Business. I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download the podcast, my website, syklein.com, or of course, go on your favorite podcast app. Just search for Get Down to Business. So joining us today is an expert who's taking his grassroots experience and applying it to the modern digital world. Our guest is Reed Hansen. He's the Chief Growth Officer at MarketSurge, a firm that specializes in helping businesses scale in competitive markets. What makes Reed's perspective so unique is his blend of hands-on experience, starting in his dad's small landscaping company with years of helping digital brands grow. We're going to talk all about what he does today. He also has a very popular podcast called Inside Marketing, which reaches over 20,000 entrepreneurs. Reed, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
Absolutely. Reed, so your journey from a small landscaping business to working with digital brands, it's really fascinating. What's the biggest lesson you've learned from working alongside your dad that still applies to scaling business in today's digital, I'll just call it landscape?
Well, I would say that it is totally okay as a small business owner to do the parts of the business that you love and to either delegate or hire out the parts of the business that you either don't excel at or you don't want to do, because you got into entrepreneurship to embrace the freedom to be your own boss. And I think the ability to delegate, outsource, those are now options for you.
Very, very interesting. And you talk often about helping businesses connect with customers on their terms. In an age of algorithms and automation, how can small business owners and entrepreneurs do that authentically without losing a personal touch?
It's really important, I think, that though AI tools and a lot of automated tools make your reach, your ability to generate content, it makes it very easy. It makes it easy to send it to a lot of people, distribute it on large networks, and also to create it from scratch. But if you are not actively involved, if your face isn't on these videos that you're making, if your voice isn't narrating some of this, if your own writing isn't a part of this content, then you're not going to stand out. You are going to be lost in that tsunami of AI-generated content that is just wearing everybody down and is getting ignored.
Indeed, absolutely. And, there's definitely challenges with AI. But let's talk a little bit more about those two letters. AI is a hot topic, but many small business owners don't know where to start, how to use it effectively. Can you give our listeners a few practical, maybe low-cost ways that they can use AI tools to streamline their operations and boost their marketing without a massive investment?
Absolutely. So as far as I know, the majority of the AI tools, and certainly ChatGPT, have free tiers, and so that's the obvious first thing. Is I would create a free account on any of these chat-driven AI engines. Log on and start asking it questions as if it were a search engine, and you'll start to see that the responses come back in terms of longer, thought-out answers. Now, do that a few times, get used to it. And then start to ask it about the tasks you do throughout the day as a part of your job. Go one by one and say, like, is this the optimal way to do this? Are there tools that can help me? Are there better processes or even frameworks that have been thought out that can help me? Now, as you go through that exercise, you'll start to see the capabilities of the tool. Some responses may come back in the form of like a table of information or a series of product reviews, or you'll just see the vast capabilities that are available to you. Then it might start to prompt you with, there are some tools that are really funneled, they're specialized. They use the AI, but they specialize. So an example would be, I have a content generating agent that I've developed and solely using ChatGPT. So I'd recommend that you take a look at that possibility, build your own agent, and that helps you do one of your processes in a day. Now, if you don't know how to do that, there are plenty of tutorials. But the thing is if anything you don't know how to do with AI, you just ask the AI how to do it. So it's like a perpetual motion or perpetual time-saving machine that both educates you how to do it and does it for you. So it's a remarkable technology and very empowering for small business and leaders and marketers of all kinds.
Yeah, it sure is. I'm chatting with Reed Hansen. He's the Chief Growth Officer at Market Surge, as mentioned, a firm that specializes in helping businesses scale in competitive markets. And I know, Reed, you are helping businesses of all sizes, which I think is really cool. Your role is Chief Growth Officer. So what's a common mistake that you see businesses making when they try to scale? And what's one strategy that they can implement this week to start changing their trajectory?
Well, I'd go back to an earlier question that you asked about generating content. Now, I think that, again, the temptation is to just try to do as much as possible, contact as many people as possible. And inevitably, they're going to have to use some sort of mass emailing, mass texting, delegating to a big team. But you're going to lose the human touch. So I would, of course, familiarize yourself with all the options you have. But I would start to re-embrace some of the old school channels of face-to-face networking, coffee meetings. I know that sounds old school, but there is a certain novelty in this old school approach in 2025 that is lost for many, many companies. And, look at speaking opportunities to guest on podcasts, opportunities to speak at a local chamber of commerce, even teach at a community college on your field of expertise. So I would really emphasize for small business owners to get out of the office, home office, whatever, and get some face-to-face opportunities with potential clients.
Yeah, Reed, one thing that I saw in your bio is that you've had obviously such a diverse career working with both Fortune 500 teams as well as startups. What's the biggest difference in your mind in the strategy and mindset that you've observed between these two worlds when it comes to growth?
Well, in the Fortune 500 companies, you clearly have so many resources at your disposal, but you also have a lot of I would say traditions, office culture, policies, templates that you have to abide by. So while you have a ton of resources, you also are constrained by a lot of what I would call like corporate regulation. In many cases, it's good. It's good to ride in ways that have been successful in the past, but it does really limit creative thinking. The main difference in an entrepreneurial environment is that it's the horizon is wide open for you to try new approaches. It's a great excuse to network with other entrepreneurs, ask them about their best approaches to marketing, sales, certain products that they use. All of these things are now opportunities, and you get to try new approaches. So as an entrepreneur, you have to be a serial learner and be very nimble and move quickly, where those things just aren't quite as possible in the corporate environment.
Absolutely. And Reed, I know I mentioned in the show intro that you have a amazing podcast and, of course, a newsletter as well, which reaches tens of thousands of people. So I'm curious, why is education rather than just selling so central to your philosophy for helping businesses grow? And I want to give the final word over to you. How can people find that podcast, that newsletter, and get in touch with your team at Market Surge?
Absolutely. So our website is marketsurge.io, and you can even find a link to our podcast at marketsurge.io/podcast. All the links are there. I'd say the educational component is critical. You, especially as a small business owner, need to position yourself as a true resource, like somebody that they'd want to work with, that they would trust to work with, and also that they feel like they could learn something from. Because they are going to expect that there will be some frictions with working with a small business, but the what they want is a lot of touch, a lot of human interaction, a lot of empathy, and the ability to grow together. So I think every small business owner should position himself as an expert. Education is a great way to do it. You create content, whether it's through your social media channels, white papers or guides on your website. Any of those are great ways to position yourself as a educational resource.
That was awesome. That was Reed Hansen, Chief Growth Officer at Market Surge. What an amazing conversation. I've learned so much from him. Really appreciate joining and coming on the program. We've got a lot more in store this week on Get Down to Business, the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. Get on my website, syklein.com. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Get Down to Business. We'll be right back.